welcome back to Free Media. I'm Amber Duke.
And I'm Robby Soave.
Former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi says she never profited from insider trading. Sure, despite President Trump's claims to the contrary. Let's watch her response to Jake Tapper.
That's ridiculous. In fact, I very much support the stop the trading of members of Congress. Not that I think anybody's doing anything wrong. If they are prosecuted and they go to jail. But because of the confidence it instills in the American people, don't worry about this. But I have no concern about the obvious investments that have been made over time. I'm not into it. My husband is.
It's a key acknowledgement there at the end of that video. Now, this is coming as Republican Senator Josh Hawley is leading an effort to prohibit members of Congress from buying and selling stocks. His legislation, ironically, is named the Pelosi Act. And Trump actually went after Hawley about it. It sounds like maybe there was a misunderstanding between the two about who is covered by this. Trump doesn't want to be covered by it, and it would bind future presidents, but not Trump, something like that. This legislation has had a couple different formats over the years. I think it's a good idea. Most people are in favor, I think, like on all sides of the political spectrum, in saying that Congress shouldn't be allowed to trade stocks because they're making the actual rules by which the stock market has to operate. So it doesn't make sense for them to be doing this. And, Nancy Pelosi is weighing in, inveighing on matters affecting social media companies or giant tech companies, and her husband has stock in Facebook. I mean, this is just like a no-brainer that should not be the case, right?
Yeah, or if you're giving grants to pharmaceutical companies at the beginning of the pandemic and Pelosi's husband conveniently invests in all of those companies right as those decisions are being made.
There are a couple of them, right? That the second they found out about COVID, they're like, buy Pfizer, sell Pfizer, whatever it was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the debate over the Hawley bill was a little more granular because the bill did cover the president and I think other high-ranking White House officials to an extent. But the problem with it apparently was not that Trump didn't want it to cover the president. He said he didn't care when we asked him about it. But he was mad that there was allegedly an amendment to the bill that would have actually called for an investigation into Nancy Pelosi's stock trading. And that was apparently removed by Josh Hawley before the final vote, which could have been maybe he didn't have the votes to get it through with that amendment.
To bring Democrats on board, I could see dropping that.
Right. Yeah. But that's what we
want to just get this done. This is a hard thing to get done.
Yeah, but that's what the fight with Trump was about. But yeah, this is widely popular. Pelosi saying, well, I don't do it, my husband does. I mean, give me a freaking break. Like, your finances are tied together.
Well, and versions of this legislation, and I'm not sure if the Pelosi Act does it, but I think it does, also applies to spouses of political figures for this exact reason.
Right.
And, before anyone comes at me and says, but Robby, aren't you a libertarian? Shouldn't they be allowed to profit? I would say I actually don't really think insider trading should be a thing for private companies. Like if they find out information, why shouldn't they be allowed to make money off it? It's different but if there's an argument for them being allowed to do it on like pure libertarian grounds, but not government. It should be the other way around, like private sector, not government, because government is actually setting rules for how the businesses operate. Like they're the referees. So them not being involved is different than just the combatants, the teams themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I'm for preventing insider trading on both counts.
I'm with the radical leftist Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, that's me. I'm Liz Warren. I mean, the problem.
Well, Reason defended. I think it was one of the first things I ever read in Reason years and years and years ago was the whole Martha Stewart thing. Right. Of course, in that case, they couldn't actually prove that she was doing insider trading. What they finally got her, the way they get everyone else, is misleading investigators or whatever. When you actually argue in your own defense, they go, aha, we got you saying something we know is not true.
Yeah, they Michael Flynn her. That was a political hit job. Yeah. But if you are, let's say you're a shareholder in a company or you have a lot of stock invested in a company and someone inside the company finds out there's this huge scandal that's about to break and all the members of the company dump the stock and then you're basically left holding the ashes because you're not inside the company. I mean, that's just a fundamentally unfair trading ground for people.
I think I could argue that one a little bit more, but we'll let it go there. I do hope Congress takes action, however, on some version of this bill. I don't love a lot of what Josh Hawley brings to the table, legislatively speaking, but this is a good, solid one that can unite libertarians, populists, left, moderates, independents, everybody except the people in Congress themselves because they want the money.
Pelosi and Dan Crenshaw, they hate it.
Yeah, exactly. More free media coming up next.